The SME Philippines is a free learning platform offered to Filipinos who are looking for a way to learn and build real employable skills that are in demand. Learn marketing, entrepreneurship, photography, culinary, advertising, videography, business operations, gardening, personal development, health and fitness, finance and accounting, music, and academics. Learn and share your skills today. Sign up now at sme.ph.
Hello!
Hello everyone.
Hi everyone, and hello and welcome to the Future of Women, Web and Work, a show that puts the spotlight on entrepreneurs and features lessons and insights from industry experts.
Hello.
This is a special collaboration with SME Philippines and our very own private Facebook group called the Passionate and Empowered Women Entrepreneurs. Our mission is to mentor, champion, and foster women in business and to provide a platform for community building, support, and collaboration. My name is Sarah Fernandez, and I'm the founder of the Next Wave Consultancy. And as an eco-business consultant, I offer strategic advice, marketing services, the confidence and the motivation to sustainable SMEs wanting to launch or scale in Asia. So if you're tuning in live, type hashtag Team Live in the comment section if you're joining IRL in real time, and hashtag Team Replay if you didn't catch us. That's okay too, right?
Yes. I love it. Okay, so hi everyone. Good afternoon. I hope you're having a good weekend. For those of you who are tuning in from anywhere in the world, I'm not sure what time is it now anywhere in the world, but yeah, if you are here in the Philippines, it's already 5:30 p.m. and it's time again for the Future of Women, Web and Work. This is Suzie. I'm the Chief Passion Coach of the Modern Maria Co., an online coaching and mentoring company to help starting entrepreneurs turn their fear into a plan through guided business planning and coaching. And we're here again. So Sarah, how's your Saturday so far?
It's been really chill. It's been raining the whole day, and I was able to catch a 30-minute nap, which is rare. So I'm happy about that. What about you? I mean, we don't even have the concept of weekends anymore, right? Since the quarantine. And since working from home. So how about you? How did you spend your Saturday?
Well, Saturday, medyo chill din. I just came in today to the cafe para mag-live. So again, you will hear occasional grinding of coffee. And yes, medyo nagpapalpitate na ako because of the coffee. But I'm alive and kicking and ready to rock this session.
Woohoo!
Okay, sige. I think we're ready to introduce our guest. Yes?
Very excited to actually meet him because I sort of had a little background, pero parang more of reading lang and people getting into life coaching over the last 10 years nga. But I'm really excited to learn about today's topic.
Yes, for sure. Ako din, super excited because he turned out to be one of the friends of my professor back in the university, and
Okay.
I learned about it when we were doing the parang the one-on-one before this session. But yeah, just to give you a brief background about the topic for today, so we're going to talk about success. So very simple word, and I think I've mentioned this on one of my pages before na parang success is a very common word, but I don't think it's being asked enough in a genuine way. Like, hindi siya normal on a small talk na parang, "Uy, what's the meaning of success for you?" Diba? We always ask it among ourselves, like entrepreneurs, or when we go to this kind of interviews. Don't you agree? Parang hindi siya common na ina-ask to some friends or to acquaintances. But we just do it on this kind of things na parang we ask this to the people who we think that who have made it. So for me, it's like this is a good conversation to talk about success because we try to normalize it, to genuinely
Right.
ask what is success for you, and I think that opens up a whole new insight. And when you listen to someone talk about success, it really inspires you as well. So feeling ko, we need to normalize this, and that's why we have this kind of venue to talk about this kind of stuff. So for today's guest, we are having so one of he's a salesman by profession. He works passionately as a life coach, business consultant, and motivational speaker by passion. And he believes on these three words: enhance, empower, and encourage. Enhance, empower, encourage. In order to empower more people, he published a book entitled It's Okay to Be Me and launched the podcast just recently, Success Chasers. So please help me welcome Aldrin Perez Atienza.
Hi, good afternoon, good
Woo!
morning, and good day to you guys. Thank you very much again for having me here in your platform. Really, it is an honor. Backstage, I was already having the gibbers really because parang again, this is the first time that I am on the side of the guy who's being interviewed rather than the one who is doing the interview. So I am really honored to be here and to be able to share my knowledge to everyone. So guys, if you are again watching this on replay, hashtag replay, and if you're watching this on live, hashtag team live. All right.
Woohoo!
Woo!
I feel the energy. Ang dami nating energy ngayon, ah. I think it helped na nag-nap ka.
Actually, si Robert Paredes, your professor, ay, tama ba?
No.
He's
Si
my
your,
classmate actually.
oh, okay. So
Yeah.
he said, sending shout out to all of you guys. Break a leg, Aldrin.
Thank
Now
you. Shout
it's
out to you,
time to
Robert.
Oo, kasi Robert was the guest last week. So we talked about personal finance and financial literacy. And he referred Aldrin to guest this week. So, yay! Thank you so much for tuning in, Robert.
Thank you.
Actually, Aldrin, ano ba? I stalk your Facebook page, your YouTube page, everything, your podcast. There is this one quote that you posted on your page that really resonated with me. It was, quote, the best project you'll ever work on is yourself.
Thank
So
you.
parang
Yeah.
for
Love
me,
that.
your self-improvement is the best investment ever. So
Thank
I can't wait to hear your journey in the world of life coaching kasi parang alam ko parang dakilang hustler ka din like si Suzie. And I'm sure our viewers are curious to know how this may benefit them, how a regular employee or an entrepreneur might benefit from a coaching session with you. So
Yes.
if you guys have questions for Aldrin, don't be shy to ask in the comments.
Yes,
Awesome.
please. And yeah, I love that dakilang hustler or multi-passionate entrepreneur. Pwede ba yun?
Oo, sabi ni Tita Marie Forleo.
Correct, di ba? So, I know that you've been busy with a lot of things, Aldrin, but let's start off with your current career or sorry, not the current career, but your past career or before you became an author, hashtag, became an author slash consultant slash life coach. So, ano yung mga ginawa mo before training for NLP and writing a book?
All right. Um, for that one, actually, it is a very long journey. To share to you guys, to those who are listening, I am actually, sabi nga nila, ano to, dating bayani or bagong bayani. Kasi I used to be an overseas Filipino worker. Back in 2010, I went to Taiwan to take up my master's there as a student scholars. Actually, shout out to all the Filipino scholars in Taiwan. There are actually a lot there. And what happened was that I after I graduated from my masters, I stayed there for work. Kasi sabi ko, I wanted to try and see how is the working experience there. Kasi there's always that mentality that whenever you got to work outside of the country, you have to take the best out of that opportunity. So I said like, okay, so
Absolutely.
let's try and find a job here. And the journey was tough. Because at the end of I actually found a job. I was working as an area sales manager for a manufacturing company for plastic machineries. But what happened was that there is that slight discrimination, if I may say, towards Filipinos. Kasi nandoon pa rin naman yung idea that when you are a Filipino, they always see you as a blue-collared worker. So when I was there, even though I was working partly in sales, it's hard for you to really climb up the ladder because of so many factors. Of course, there's the language, the culture, and after that, I decided around 2016, I decided I wanted to go back home to the Philippines. So, yun, I decided to come back home. Sabi ko, I wanted to, maybe I could just open a business. I could be a trader. So, what happened was that I talked with my company prior to coming back to the Philippines, and I told them that maybe I could assist you. Maybe I could be your middleman in sending machineries here. I'll take care of them and everything like that. However, being that passionate guy, just came back from working outside of the country, I never expected the difficulties of coming here and adapting again to another kind of culture. I mean, a quarter of my life I was there in another country. So when I came back to the Philippines, there was a huge struggle. It was a huge struggle kasi there's always adapting to new culture, like nasanay ka, like yung dealing with the safety is also a factor. It was very safe in Taiwan. When I came here, nandiyan yung ingat ka kasi yung gamit mo, you have to be very careful and stuff like that. And then dealing with business, you know in Taiwan, very people there are very straightforward. Now pagdating dito sa
Right.
Philippines, it's very different. You have to really work
May
around.
ligawan.
Yes, exactly. You have to do the ligawan process. You have to understand how they are, how they deal with their own business and stuff like that. So to cut the story short, what happened was that I ended up going actually in if I may say to the to the listeners out there, that I actually went bankrupt. That's
Okay.
yeah. I actually went technically talaga rock bottom. And then what happened was that
Yeah.
at that time, sabi ko, I really have to do something with my life. And that's when I got the chance to teach at a university. So kung mapapansin niyo talaga yung sinabi kanina na I'm a hustler, technically I've been all over. I've been all over the place. So from being an overseas Filipino worker, I found a job at the university as an instructor. However, again with my journey, I found another wall again. Kaya talagang laban lang. What happened was that as an instructor, especially in the year 2017, it was a struggle. Bakit? Kasi it was the period of the K to 12 transition.
Mm-hmm.
So with the K to 12 transition, mas lesser yung number of students, but there was a surplus of professors. So
Right.
you have to syempre bago pa lang ako at that time. I was still new. I was working part-time actually. And what they said was like, sorry, but we have to place priority on the tenured professors. So
Tenured.
we really have to be on the side first. So second na na.
Oh.
Wow. I went rock bottom, and then when I found a job, I got again sidetracked. And luckily naman, I was discovered by one of my clients when I used to work in Taiwan, which is currently na my job, which is sales and marketing manager for a plastic manufacturing company here in the Philippines, which is Plastimer Industrial Corporation. And that's Now, since 2017 until now in 2020, I've been working with them as their sales and marketing manager. However, back in 2017, that's when I discovered NL. Yeah.
Oh, ayan na. Let's talk
Okay.
about NLP.
So 2017, you
Sure.
discovered this, ano ba, this amazing technique. You're a transformational life coach now for everyone who's watching, using neuro-linguistic programming. Can you
Yeah.
break down what NLP is for a regular person like Susie and I, and
Yes.
how can it help someone in real life?
Mhm.
I want to start with how I discovered NLP actually.
Yes, please.
To share it to everyone actually, guys. A lot of people when they hear the word NLP, especially for the regular people talaga na hindi naman sanay pa with
Mm.
regards to yun nga, life coaching and everything like that, parang they feel intimidated kasi ano yun, pag narinig mo, neuro-linguistic programming, wow, parang
Mhm.
bigatin ang ano niyan. Pero technically at that time, it was more of a discovery, a self-discovery of a journey to self-discovery, really. Kasi at that time, at 2017, again, after happening all of those, di ba, yung mga challenges na nangyari, it wasn't easy. Even when I found the job in Plastimer, it wasn't that, it wasn't a smooth ride, actually. So there were still a lot of issues then I had to deal with. Um, so what happened was I got really stressed, and I was talking with my health coach, and at that time the co-founder of NLP Manila, shout out to Doc Noel Silan. Um, he was there and he was talking to my health coach about NLP. And at that time they were talking about discovering your personality. And at that time medyo natutuwa na ako makinig yung mga ganyan. It's very interesting to hear about, uy, personality tests. Ano ba ang personality ko? Ano ba yung mga ano ko?
Sino
All I
ba
know,
ako?
yeah, exactly. Ano ba ako? Ang alam ko lang naman, basta I know I'm an extrovert. Yun, alam ko yun. And at that time, I was really interested with it. And he said like, yeah, why don't you try? We're going to have our first session on this day. And why don't you try it? Why don't you try and take up NLP? And that's where I discovered that NLP, or what we call right now is transformational NLP or neuro linguistic programming, is focusing on three things. You know the three words, right? Neuro linguistic programming. So the first
Mhm.
one, neuro meaning the brain, right?
Mhm.
It's how the brain process the data. So what are those
Okay.
data? The sense of sight, touch, taste, smell, di ba? And yung yung common sense then and everything. So yung when we process those knowledge that we receive, it tends to be translated now to what we call the second part, which is the language. Now the
Okay.
language part is what we call the communication part. So we have two types, right? Verbal and non-verbal.
Nonverbal.
Yes. So that's the idea. You try to assess how you think, how you process the data, and how you communicate to the people, right? But the programming part is it tries to modify how you try to communicate with other people. Kasi what happened is that, mansinin nyo to, a lot of people, pag tayo ay nag-aaya kumain, di ba? Out of goodwill. Kumain ka na? Di ba pag nasasabi ako, kumain ka? Uy. Di ba? Ang hilig ng Pinoy ng ganon.
I
Honestly.
think
Yes.
actually I've noticed ang Pinoy, we're not ano ba? I can't say we're not good communicators, but we're really not. Yung parang sa sobrang pinaikli na yung thought, yung parang yung pagkahaba-habang thought process mo, parang pinaiksi mo sa yun nga, kumain ka na?
Mm-mm.
Baba-baba?
Yeah.
I think
Right?
also because our language is highly high context. So you can interpret it in so many ways. And
Yes.
hindi tayo direct to the point. And we know that.
Exactly.
Ajin was saying that you have to adjust to the culture because in Taiwan or in other Western countries, they're more straightforward. But for Filipinos, parang nahihiya tayo mag-no. You know, it's for us, it's rude, di ba? Yung
Yes.
mga gustong...
Ang daming assumptions.
Yes, exactly. And that's why it's
Correct.
also very open for interpretation. Of people would
Yes.
say na galit ka, pero hindi naman talaga. Di ba?
Correct.
So it has different meanings.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Galit na pala.
Galing na pala yun eh, no? Hindi lang nila alam. And that, yun lang. And that's how you get to connect it with yun, like what we do in coaching. Kasi you can use it to direct yourself in order for you to program yourself to reach your goal.
Mhm.
Okay.
Kasi let me share one thing that I used to share with people that do coaching with me. And I always tell them, words are powerful.
I agree.
Always remember that. Words are powerful. Because always remember that whatever you process in your mouth will eventually repeat it over time. And it will eventually be true.
That's true.
Can I show you guys something? I think it's
No.
if it's here. No?
Uy, wag yan. Ano ba yan?
Ipapakita mo.
So if you see this, it's a torn page from my notebook from 2013. It contains like an affirmation and prayer.
Wow.
And what I've found out is parang if you're doing affirmations like parang I not yung parang di ba I'm powerful, I am whole, I am whatever. Parang there is power in how you say it. Kaya parang you have to feel what you say. And parang there's also a power there's also power in like even touching or writing your thoughts, di ba? So anyway, I brought it up because it's brought me to New York, it's brought me to Europe, like just by doing this. Without even knowing how, di ba?
Do you do that, Adrian? When you advise or when you do the life coaching, do you ask them to write down their thoughts or their dreams? Is it part of the program?
Yes, one of the things that they teach us in NLP is what we call timeline coaching. So that's just one type of coaching. There are multiple types of coaching. There's an empty chair, but there's timeline coaching. One of the most common is timeline coaching. So just a quick ano lang with everyone, if you're listening, usually what we do is we try to imagine. Okay, you guys too, Suzie and Sarah, if you want. So usually what you try to do is you try to imagine. If you close your eyes, you try to imagine who you want to be. Let's say in 3 months. No, let's try after the pandemic. 2000.
Kailan yun? 2022?
Wala yun. Hindi natin
It has to be now.
Okay.
So imagine yourself in 2021, January, COVID-free, and you imagine yourself, diba? You imagine yourself how you are, how you look, right? Just that, how you look, where you are, those are important factors, right? So once you have imagined it, you see yourself, how is her facial expression? Is she smiling?
Ako ba yun?
Is she satisfied? Is she empowered? You try to imagine yourself, all right? Now, once you imagine yourself, all right, and the situation you're in, whether you're now having that successful business, you see yourself in 2021 having that, I want you to imagine that, and I want you to embrace that idea, all right? Now, I want you to turn that into a ball, okay? And I want you to put that in your hands. Clasp it in your hands. Okay? Hold it first in your hands, like really tight. Okay? And slowly, I want you to go back to now in October 3, 2020 at 5:50 p.m. And I want you to open your eyes. Just hold lang muna that ball. Okay? And I want you to open your eyes now. Okay? I'm gonna ask Suzie first. Suzie, how did you feel when you saw yourself on 2021? Can you share what did you feel?
I feel so excited.
Okay.
Could I share like what happened?
Sure. That would be great.
Kasi one of my biggest dreams is to really travel around the world. So I can imagine myself somewhere else. I mean, I still love Philippines. Okay, I'm gonna come back here. But I saw myself like traveling everywhere and working. Kasi yun ako parang I want to be a digital nomad or I want to establish my business. Parang I can work from anywhere. And I see myself exactly doing that. Oh,
wow. Empowered. Yeah, I love it. Hold on to that feeling. Sarah, how about you?
Okay. Actually, I feel really excited. It sounds so ano ba? Parang it might be insensitive for some viewers who are suffering during COVID, pero
I know.
For Suzie and I kasi parang ano ba? I guess this is NLP work also na parang like we focus on what we can do. Kaya parang when you asked us to imagine the future that Susie and I both imagine is something that we look forward to. So parang ako
Mhm.
naman salapi yung naisip ko. Sorry.
No, you don't need to
Why
apologize.
not?
Diba?
Why not? No, yeah.
Yeah. But how did you feel? You feel empowered with that one? Yes?
Very much empowered, of course.
Awesome. Now I want you guys to hold on to that feeling. Now you are
Okay.
now in this present time. You know that you enjoy that emotion. You felt that emotion. You want to be there. Yes.
Mhm.
However, there are going to be hurdles. So that's part of NLP. We want to overcome those hurdles. However, the idea of overcoming them should not come from me. It should come
Mhm.
from you guys.
Mhm.
Because that's how you feel empowered. The decision that you make is not from me, but from you. I want you to know, okay, so in order for you to reach that, what would be, do you think, would be the first hurdle that you have to face?
Okay. So when we talk about hurdles, are you talking about internally or parang or externally?
Can be internal, can be external.
All right.
So for you, let's start with you, Sarah. How about you?
Ako talaga, my biggest hurdle would be confidence, and I have so much fear. I don't know if I've mentioned this, pero I probably have. I have imposter syndrome. So even no matter how successful some other people may think I am, I will never get to that point. That's what I've been working on for years.
May comment ba si Albert?
Oo nga. In inter-
I can relate 100% on that one. Thank you for sharing, Sarah. And I am gonna share to you later how you're gonna overcome that. Susie, how about you? What is your first hurdle?
OMG. The hurdle, I think it's time. Ako naman, because I also do
Okay.
mindset coaching for being, you have to be fearless when you start your business. So that's also part of my job as a business coach. But for me, it's like I am, ano ba, gusto kong i-clone yung sarili ko, honestly, because I want to do a lot of things. So there comes a time na parang feeling ko I'm out of focus because I'm doing a lot of stuff. So I want to extend my time or maybe clone myself because I want to achieve so many things. Yun yung hurdle ko.
True. I get that. That's why yun yung idea why I asked you that. The hurdles could be more actually. Okay?
Yeah.
So what I gave you was a glimpse of timeline coaching. Now the idea is why you remember I asked you to clasp in your hands yung
Mhm.
yung
Still here.
yung feeling, emotion. Yes? It's still here?
Still here.
Why? Because whenever you face the hurdles, this is what we call anchoring. It's a technique. In order for you to remind yourself whenever you feel na for example, for Sarah, you're facing the imposter syndrome, you're lacking confidence, you remind yourself of the feeling that when you look at yourself, you imagine yourself in 2021. That's who I'm gonna be. When I
Right.
felt that emotion, the feeling of lacking in confidence, it will be.
Yeah.
It's not technically. It will help you. I mean, if it will not disappear, at least it will help you overcome the lack of confidence. And the same goes with Susie. It will remind you that okay, I had that. I need to overcome this. That I need to be more conscious of my time. So it
Yes.
will remind me, okay, I want to be that. So I have to be more conscious with my time.
Right.
And that's just one part of NLP. That's what we call timeline coaching.
I love it.
I love it. We have a couple of live viewers. I think they're just shy, pero for for the brave ones, baka may question kayo kay Aldrin. I'm sure
nga.
everybody has, I mean, one way or another has some hurdles, diba, na they want to get over. So
Yeah.
so you mentioned kanina yung like people, leaders, bosses can take up NLP coaching so they can improve themselves, diba? So no, it's for everybody.
Yeah.
What I've noticed is the people that I work with na I really admire, they are really good with nonverbal cues. So people who are sensitive enough to pick up on those, they communicate better because they know how to listen. So therefore, they know how to
Right.
motivate and empower you. And you learn this and so much more in NLP. Is that correct? Whether or not you want to
Yes.
be a life coach or not.
Mhm.
Yes. Because that's the idea. Again, it's called transformational coaching. So more than the life coaching is also the byproduct of what you do in NLP. But it's also a journey of self-discovery. So what happens is that you get to become more in tune with how you observe things. Again, the neuro part, that's where most people are having problems. The neuro part and
Okay.
how they tend to receive a lot of data. Why? Because again, not every people are multi-sensual, if I may say. I think that's the proper term for it. Which means like some people they're more visual,
Yes.
some people
Agree.
they're more listening, right? Or
Mhm.
some people they're more of doing action or kinesthetic, right? So the problem is that not a lot of especially of those leaders have that level of understanding that different people have different levels of communication and of understanding. So
Hmm.
NLP teaches you to become more observant.
Okay.
So
Is
even
that the
in, for
advice?
example, yes,
Sorry.
sorry,
Is
go
that
go.
the same advice you'd give to a Filipino entrepreneur? Because you mentioned nga na parang it's a challenge for us culturally yung the how we communicate. And not everybody goes to MBA and business schools. So parang the people some people or majority of us go into business and to negotiations without the knowledge of how to um communicate well.
Mhm.
Realistically speaking kasi, a lot of our, especially for the SMEs right now, they are still not, I think in the bigger companies, they are already using um, behavioral coaching or like for example, they're putting it in the HR department now. There's actually, they aren't called human resource department now. They're called people and culture departments now. There's a different term now. It's not human resources anymore. But in smaller businesses, the problem is they feel like they don't have the luxury to do it. Kasi ano yun eh, mabilisan, ika nga. Yun yung nangyayari. However, whenever I told them that you have to learn how to adapt because the new employees right now, they're not the same employees as we used to have before na pagbabanat ng buto is a normal thing, right? There's been a change in how the people are now. I mean, you've seen before. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but you've seen that trend that if your company has a bidet, the more that you will likely have them working in your company. So yung change in
That's true, oo nga. Nakita ko yung meme na yun, 'di ba?
yes. So parang ngayon, the market is changing. I mean, the people you're trying to hire are changing.
Yeah.
Kung
They love
ikaw
the
ay,
bidet.
'di ba, hindi ka magbabago, mahihirapan ka din.
Mm. Yeah.
Okay, this is a two-pronged question.
Sure.
Um, you work with everybody, siguro, leaders and non-leaders. What's the challenging part of doing coaching, transformational coaching, and what's the fulfilling part for you? Like, if you can tell us your unforgettable stories and your favorite clients without, mentioning their names.
Sure. Without mentioning their names. Um, I think it's more of kasi with the business leaders, I get to influence them so that I know that I can give a better working experience for the people. Pero for me, I find more value with the regular people, especially for the youth. It has always been my mission to create a positive visible impact in the lives of the youth. So most of the people na talagang ina-assist ko or I'm trying to give out transformational life coaching is to the youth or yung mga young professionals natin, mga yuppies. Kasi especially right now, there's been a growing cases of suicide with regards to the COVID pandemic.
Oh,
And
yes. Oo.
yes, and it's really alarming, and
Mm.
most of them are young people.
Mm.
And ang one of the things that really helped me a lot was to overcome then one. I hope that he's listening right now. He used to be a student of mine, and he
Mm.
went through a lot, especially this year. In
Mm.
ito pa lang itong 2020.
Mm.
Um, he went through the journey of having so much expectations from his parents, from his peers, his family, and as young as he is, na working and studying at the same time, felt so much pressure in his life.
Okay.
And for a man, honestly speaking, it's really hard for a man to express extreme emotions of, yung alam mo yun, yung feelings of stress of ano, because of our culture, machismo culture in the Philippines na, hindi, kailangan matatag ka, kailangan ano ka, hindi, kaya-kaya mo yung harapin. But the thing is that, they need to communicate. So they had to learn how to communicate and observe their own emotions. And then that's where I helped him try to discover that the people around him are just communicating their own emotions towards him in different ways. You just have to learn how to interpret it to help you, not to see it as an attack on you. And
Okay.
to see him now, especially, I'd like to share that kasi what happened is that it was really a tough year for him because his father died this year pa.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
parang talaga napuno talaga. And just to see him fighting right now, and knowing that he will overcome all of his struggles, given this tough year, is already, I feel like, the biggest, parang more than the monetary benefit that could be given. Yun yung masasabi ko talaga na sobrang thankful ako that I got to learn din talaga about NLP.
I love that. Kasi I think parang when you go past high school or ano ba, college, parang we lose the luxury of having a guidance counselor. And like
Yeah.
even back then, parang I didn't even see them as someone who could help me with my emotions. Parang it's more of like a career path na parang I'd go ask them about. But yun nga, I wish we had something like this when we were younger.
Yeah, and someone who will genuinely ask questions like this, like something personal, it's really, it makes a lot of difference when you really know that someone is there to listen to you. Kasi feeling ko yun yung nawawala, the communication, the genuine communication. I mean, okay.
So,
And yeah, and what are the struggles of being a life coach? Merong, di ba kasi pagiging life coach ka, parang ina-absorb mo din yung energy nila. How do you
Correct.
deal with that? Because I
How
know
do you
I'm also
how do
a
you
coach.
pagpag?
Oo, di ba? I'm also a coach. So it can drain your energy because,
oh
especially if
yan.
they have, di ba, if they have a lot of
Um,
struggles, yeah.
One of the things na I could say, kasi yun yung isa na sinabi sa akin yung pinaka-teacher namin, again, by Doc Noel, was that you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared. Kasi you'll never know what you're gonna uncover. You have to prepare your heart. You have to prepare your mind. Kasi you can never, when you're doing transformational life coaching, you have to understand that you can never be too emotional then. Kasi again, this is not about me, the coach. It's about you, the person who is trying to transform your life. It's about you. So what happens is that if you feel you're getting so much emotional, you have to control it. And the times that I do it is that, one is, breathing exercises are really important. You have to keep on reminding yourself that it is not about the speaker, it's not about the coach, but about who you're coaching. Lagi, it's for their benefit. If you are going to think it's gonna be for the coach, somewhere down the road you're going to have a hard time kasi you're going to be affected by what's happening. Okay? And another thing that I get to remind then is that yung one of my favorite quotes, which is when the why is clear, the how is easy. I always remind myself of that quote because it reminds me of what I'm doing. So hindi ako nade-derail. Yun yung
Mhm.
importante eh. Kailangan talaga hindi ka ma-derail dun sa process na ginagawa mo. Otherwise, kapag na-derail ka, yun, madadala ka na ng emotions mo. And what I'm trying to say is, you don't have to be a robot. Yun naman yung ano doon. You don't have to be a robot, but you have to be objective. Again, because if you're not objective, you will not be able to give the 100% benefit for your clients or coaches.
Right. Yeah, I just need to say this really quickly kasi yun nga, parang going back to being an entrepreneur or if you're a leader of a company, no matter if it's big or small, objectivity is very
Yeah.
important. You can't let your emotions be the one to control you making big or small decisions. And I've seen so many
Can I ask a
leaders
question?
make mistakes.
Am I
Yeah.
okay? Am I delayed or ano? I'm okay? We're good?
Yeah, you're good now. Yeah. Now you have a delay, but we're just gonna keep going.
It's okay. We'll keep going. Go ahead, Sarah.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say that kasi yun nga parang I noticed over the decade that I've been working in corporate na parang they hear something, they hear a comment and they take it personally. Na parang no, like yun nga parang that's why I like working with ano ba? With people from different culture kasi parang we learn how to communicate in a very straightforward manner. Na parang you don't take whatever comment personally. It's you take it as it is.
I think we have a lag, but it's okay. We're gonna wait for Aldrin. Dance break.
Yes.
Okay. Shall we? Well, I think he's still listening, but yeah, we're gonna proceed anyway. Yeah, let's talk about the book that you've written. I'm sure this
It's
the
okay. Can yung isa rin na gusto kong i-share then to what I want to share to everyone then, by the way, with regards dun sa shinare ni Sarah.
go ahead, Aldrin. Just continue.
Yeah, sorry guys. I think this is more than a 5 second delay. So we're communicating with Aldrin backstage. But yeah, is it okay now?
Suzie, go. Yeah, go, Suzie.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, sige. Yeah, so we have, let's talk about the book. Sorry to cut you off.
Yep, no.
But
We're good. Go, Suzie.
we're good?
Go, Suzie.
Okay, sige. We're talking about the book. So you've written namula si Aldrin. I think it's just, yeah, he's gonna come back anyway. So, sorry. What were you saying about, hindi, wait. Na may lag ba ako? Or
No, you're good.
okay, I'm good. Sige, are we just gonna wait for Aldrin? Sige, let's wait for Aldrin because we're going to talk about the book anyway. But I agree with you with what you've said. Yeah, Yeah, yun, yes. Just like what we mentioned earlier, I think the Filipino culture is the Filipino culture is basically very different. Nung nasa corporate pa ako, we also have a specific training for communications because we wanted the Filipino to be more low context and more straightforward. Diba? Even just a meeting, yung as simple as someone asked, do you have any questions? And Filipinos would always be silent instead of saying, I have no question or I have a question. This is very yun yung subject to a lot of interpretations. And do they
Why is
understand
that?
what I'm saying?
No, people understand. I think parang it's more of why are we so shy to speak up? Parang what happened in our childhood or in school siguro na parang siguro if we spoke out palagi in school, parang pinapagalitan ba tayo ng teacher natin? That's why parang now that we're more afraid to talk.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Aldrin.
Aldrin, are you there? Oo nga, malakas daw yung ulan sa Manila. Is it? Oh, nawala na ulit siya. Anyway, we're just gonna continue with the discussion. And yeah, I wish we have a psychologist here to to give some insights about that. But definitely, when you look at the culture, it's really hard to change. Just like what you said, it came from childhood. Parang, di ba, kapag nakikipag-usap ka sa matanda at sumagot ka, kahit na yung sagot mo is with respect, still, it's taken as rude kasi mas bata ka. Yung mga ganong bagay. So, maraming aspect of the culture that we really need to change. Di ba, meron tayong toxic Filipino culture. So, yung mga, nakikita ko din yung mga memes na yun on Facebook, but it's something that we want to change, hopefully, not gradually, kasi it takes generations to change a culture. Do you agree, Aldrin? Aldrin is back.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. I heard that one, by the way. Yes, I do believe na there is that yung generational culture na kailangan i-overcome natin as Filipinos talaga. I think there's still that strong power distance in the Filipino culture.
Power distance. I love
na
it.
Kailangan na, yes, some people really have to recognize that if there's so much power distance in a company, they really have to find a way in order for that to close in. Kasi yun nga ang importante again is communication. If there's not much communication happening, there weren't going to be much progress.
Yes, I agree. So, anyway, this is the third time I'm going to say this, but let's talk about the book. Let's talk about the book.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It happens in a live session. So, okay lang. Nako, meron pang worse na nangyari sa amin ni Sarah. So, it's totally fine.
We're good.
Yes, we're good. Okay, sige. Mga na lang, 3-second lag. About the book, because I know you've recently published your own book. It's entitled, wait, nasa na yung title nun? It's okay
to be me.
Yes, it's okay to be me. Can you show us the book? You have a copy of the book right now, right?
Yep.
Ayan. Okay. How many
Here it
pages is that book?
Yeah.
It's an easy read.
It's 125 pages.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There you go,
So, guys, what is it? Okay. So, it's merong cross out na it sucks to be me. So, can you explain a little bit more about the book
Yes.
and about the title as well?
Sure. I would love to. I would love to. The inspiration of It's Okay to Be Me came from my observation and my personal observation with myself and actually with the people around me. And I noticed recently when I was young, I always tend to look at so many people and observe them that alam mo yun, yung ang dami ng mga sumisikat na tao. Now we have so many what we call influencers. We have so many personalities in social media. And to add up, lalo na ngayon, nung tumanda ka, you tend to realize na there are so many young people out there, as young as 8 years old or 9 years old. I think the youngest one was 9. He entered college. There was someone who was 11, I think, who finished his PhD. So, just hearing all of those things puts so much pressure into looking at your own life and just thinking, it sucks to be me. Sorry for the language. Pero, di ba, you tend to think, di ba, it's, and that's when I got to tell people, wait, it doesn't. Why does it have to be that so many people have to look at their social media accounts and be influenced, and look at them, and that they try so hard to imitate. There've been so many people now who's doing plastic surgery because they have to look like, with those filters. They want to be how they look like with filters on. There's already people doing that because they lack the self-confidence to be, to appreciate who they are. And there's now a lot of young kids, youth, who are, influenced by what they post online. So they take selfies, a lot of selfies of themselves, and they find justification of who they are by the number of likes. Right? That's how they count now their own personal self-esteem, by the number of likes and followers. So if you only have one likes and one follow from a single picture, you tend to say yourself that I'm canceled already. Diba? And then we have that. We have the canceled culture. Diba? Parang, even if how much you're going to do, there will always be someone offended with what you do. So what happened? I tend to realize that, wait, it is about time we have this wave of self-love, a new wave of self-love. Give yourself love. Because if you don't give yourself love, no matter what you do, it will always be like that. That's why I said it's okay to be me, right? And the idea is, what I did with the book is that I wrote facet about stories about my life, so that people will tend to relate to it. Kasi a lot of people think of me as a successful person. I that's why I told you, Sarah, I really relate to what you said earlier. Because that's what I feel as well. I feel like, hindi pa rin ako successful eh. Kahit na a lot of people tell me, oh, nakapag-abroad ka na, you've already visited a lot of countries, you've written a book, you've already published this, you've already had your masters, diba? You've already had businesses. I mean, so many things. And yet, you feel like, I think I'm not successful. Diba? Nandun yung emotion na yun eh. That's why I wanted to tell people, wait.
Oh,
Oh,
what happened to Aldrin? Ang sarap pa naman.
wait.
Ang sarap nung conversation natin.
Yeah. Okay.
No, actually, parang I also ask myself that, parang, why are people struggling to find the true meaning of self-love and success? Na parang when is it enough?
Ayan. Pasok.
Sabi mo kasi wait eh, yan tuloy.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for all those that in live right now when they're watching us. Thank you so much for being patient. You guys are awesome. You rock, guys. Team Live, whether you are also in team replay, guys, #replay, you guys rock. So yun, again, continue lang guys with regards dun sa sinabi ko nga na I never find the justification in being forced na kailangan ko ano yung nasa social media, yun din ako. I wanted this new wave of self-love wherein understanding that ordinary is okay. And just being simple is enough. Yun yung gusto kong ma-realize nila. Kasi yung pinagdaanan ko, you guys can relate. You guys can relate. It doesn't necessarily mean that my life has to be this extraordinary super thing. Kasi yun yung nakikita ng mga tao pag nanonood sila ng mga live na ganito. Oh, itong buhay
Right.
nito. The
Oo.
life of Aldrin is gonna be this awesome story,
Yeah.
di ba?
Ibang level ka na,
this
ganon.
level. Di ba? But then you get to let me tell you guys, we are just the same. We are just struggling the same. We are journeying the same. That's when I got to inspire. Yun nga, to write this book. It's okay to be me.
Yay! Actually, I
Well
read
done.
almost 50%, almost half of the book. And so I'm gonna have some questions about that. Now, picking up from from what you're talking about, I think the society tends to put us on a box, parang in a box, na parang okay, ito ganito ka dapat. So I've read about this story, that sentence. Your mom mentioned to you. So hello to your mom if she's tuning in. that says, Aldrin, study hard so that one day you'll become a doctor. Okay. And I think we can all relate to, di ba? Parang meron kasing perception na parang, okay, sa akin, lawyer eh. So yung yung parents ko, dapat maging lawyer ka. So study hard so you can become a lawyer. And at some point, we know that this phrase or this sentence has been mentioned to us by one of our parents, no? So how do you, as a life coach, relating to what you're doing as a life coach, have you experienced advising someone about this particular issue and what happened?
Thank you so much for that question. And honestly speaking, I just want to tell you guys, everyone first, to answer that part. The funny thing is that I actually took that by heart when I was a kid. Pero what happened was that I got to realize, takot pala ako sa dugo. Nasugatan ako, parang nasugatan ako whenever I see blood, dugo. Bigla na lang nalalantad tayo. And I got to realize that it's just like, what? It wasn't really for me. And that's when I got to tell these people, especially the youth right now who are being, yun nga, placed inside the box na dapat maging ganito ka, dapat maging ganito ang gawin mo. I always tell them that this is your journey. Your life, your decisions, you have to take into consideration. Yun lang yun. You have to take into consideration the suggestions of your parents. Yes?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
You have to take into consideration. But remember, this is your journey.
Merong violent reaction.
Because
No naman.
Kasi I one thing though. I love your reaction on that one. Kasi naniniwala pa rin ako doon sa kasabihan na papunta ka na, pabalik pa lang. Papunta ka pa lang, pabalik na kami. Kasi everything that they share, everything that they're trying to tell you, to advise you, is always out of love. It's just that our generation of parents just don't know how to translate that. Yun nga, again, that's why NLP helped me a lot in order for me to communicate properly. Kasi for me, my parent telling me na mag-aral ka lang mabuti kasi gusto ko maging doktor ka, because it's her way of telling me na I want you to study hard, I love you, and I know that, I want the best for you in your life. Because that's the thing, your parents would understand that what they wanted to do is just to give the best out of, just to give the best for you. So, taking their decisions into consideration. But then again, this is your life. At the end of the day, when the time comes, diba, in life, only death is permanent. Sad to say, diba? But the thing is that at least now you know that in your decisions in life, you have this path that you have to push through. Why? Because at the end of the day, you have to live your life.
Yes, Sarah, do you agree?
So Sarah, you have to take your parents' thoughts into consideration.
Hindi ko nga tinik kaya tuloy naiba yung path ko.
What's your thought on that, Sarah?
Yung thoughts ko, madami. Kasi Kasi parang I've realized no we should never blame our parents for how they ano ba how they are with us kasi parang that's yun nga parang that's generational ano ba generation long conditioning for them. So whatever they are with us parang I will never parang say it's wrong or right. So parang yun nga sabi ni Aldrin, it's love. So parang ako, ang dami ko sinaway sa kanila. They want me to be an engineer. They want me to go into the academe, which, you know, I'm a creative person. Like, I don't like math. So sinaway ko sila. So parang, I think ako yung perfect example na parang just follow, yun nga, parang respect your parents. Never say anything bad about them. But also parang find a way for you to, ano ba, to tell them na parang this is me. I think I will be more ano ba? I can fully express myself if I do this.
Mm.
Yun lang.
May lag lang si Aldrin, but he's gonna react on that.
Pagalitan ako ni Aldrin.
Yeah. Ayan na, nag-react na siya. Oh, Sarah is gone. Oh.
Nag-walk out.
Did it appear? I think he's just listening, but I'm gonna go ahead and comment. I'm gonna go ahead and comment. So he's just doing a thumbs up. So yun, damn issues.
But yeah, actually that's really good. Kasi importante talaga yung paying respect talaga. That's really good. You have to really pay respect. That's just okay.
Are we good?
All right.
How about for you? Can you ask one, Suzie?
For me,
Yeah, sure, please.
I'm also very stubborn.
Go, please.
Ako, nakikinig ako sa parents ko, but maybe because, high school pa lang ako, wala na ako sa sa place ng parents ko. So, I studied in a science high school. If anyone from regional science high school is listening,
Ako, kaya pala matalino ka, Suzie. Ako,
Nagkakatitigan
science
kayo.
school pala to.
I'll go first, Suzie. I just want to ask you, like, for you then. For you.
Okay. Nahuli yung question ni Abby.
Nahuli siya. Sagutin mo na.
Keep on saying, yeah. So yun, nag-high school ako, like 3 hours from home. So weekend lang ako nasa bahay. And then college, pumunta ako ng Maynila, nag-asabalutan, chart. Hindi ako nag-asabalutan, but I studied in UP. So nung nag-UP Diliman na ako, wala, kailan na lang mga once or twice na lang ako umuwi sa bahay. So medyo mas independent, very independent talaga ako.
That's nice.
I decided to
not rin kasi I'm also
with my parents, but my goal is to be yun nga, very independent with them kasi dito, hindi kami mayaman. So I really have to work hard. Back in college, I was doing tutoring sa mga kids, ganyan, para magkaroon ako ng extra money. I applied for scholarships as well. So they trust me with a lot of things, especially with the decision on shifting from one course to another. Kasi dati film and audiovisual communication, that was my first course.
First choice.
And then shifted out, and then I decided to take up business administration. Na ngayon nag-make sense na because I'm a business coach.
Right.
Maybe because of the long history of independence. That's why they know I'm very stubborn with my dreams. Yun lang. Parang they trust me with a lot of things. So I didn't have to, I considered their opinion, but just, they know that I know what I'm doing because from all of these experiences.
Exactly.
Uy, on time na ba si Aldrin?
Hindi pa.
Ay, nako, but that's okay.
Awesome, awesome. That's why I'm really pushing for parents. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I wanted to ano lang, I wanted to push parents then to ano, to really learn then to find ways to learn on how to number one, communicate with their kids and also to ano, in order for them to yun, to be more observant. Yun yung gusto kong i-ano rin sa kanila. They have to be more observant. They have to be more open to communicate. Especially right now, I mean, they have the opportunity to be different, if I may say, if that's okay to be a term, that they have the opportunity to become a different set of of having a different set of skills to deal with their kids right now. Ang
Aldrin,
hirap eh, kaya
we have
kailangan
viewers
talaga nila
na
eh. Yeah.
we might have viewers na our age na parang starting a family or already have kids. What's the best advice
Yes.
for young parents na parang how do they encourage their children to be themselves at an early age?
I love that question kasi my parents married young. My mom was 18 and my dad was 23 when they got married. Bata pa sila na nagpakasal sila. Kaya whenever people see us together, me, my mom, my dad, my sister, my elder sister, ang tingin nila lagi sa amin, magbabarkada lang. That's how they were with us. Kasi nga, they said that they wanted to appreciate the fact that they wanted to be open with us and us open with them. So it's about giving your kids the safe leeway to be themselves. It's understandable that you want to protect your kids. It's your sabi nga nila it's your natural instinct, animalistic instinct natin 'yan. Even during the Jurassic times, built-in na 'yan sa tao that they have to protect their younglings because they want to survive yung generations nila. So they have to protect their kids. So naturally for us, dapat i-consider din natin, am I being too overprotective? Or I am being protective enough so I can give them the leeway to understand themselves? How do you do that? Number one, dealing with problems by themselves. That is very important. A lot of parents tend to, if I may say, overprotect in that way. Kasi kapag merong problema ang isang bata, hindi natin siya like, especially pag nadapa. Whenever a child fell down, got yung nagkasugat, typical reaction of a Filipino parent, of an Asian parent, if I may say, an Asian parent right now, is like, oh, bebe, yung mo, nasugatan ikaw? Saan? Tara, pupunasan natin, ganito, nasaktan ikaw? Masakit? Diba? That's the typical reaction. Diba? We tend to give them the baby talk. So, what they tend to do is they have to feel like, diba? They tend to feel so emotional kasi you're giving them emotion. Now, what to do? Do we have to be more strict? Do we have to be more parang paano ba pakitahan natin sila military culture? Hindi ganon. What I'm trying to say is that you just have to give them the leeway to like stand up by themselves. Right? That's very important. Nasaktan ka? Okay ka lang. Tayo ka. Sige, pagpagan natin. Okay na? Go! Go na, takbo ka na ulit. Okay lang yan. You're ready to go. Diba? Dun meron Kaya anong nangyayari, kids now don't know how to handle their own problems because we fix the problem for them. Ang mahirap niyan until they are old already, sometimes it's okay to call your parents every now and then, pero pag alam mo na kaya mo naman and you tend na naging natural instinct na din yon na tawagan kasi hindi mo alam kung paano mo i-handle yung problem. So guys, if you are young parents right now at nakita mo na nasaktan yung anak mo, it's okay. You hold it in muna. Hold it in as a mom, especially mothers out there. Shout out to you. Pag nakita mo ang anak mo na nasugatan, hold it in. Huwag mo munang bibihin. Huwag mo munang i-ano sila na yung emotional attack. Hold it in muna. Hold it in lang. Kaya mo yan. Let it go. and then watch them as they stand up. And they are going to feel so fulfilled. Believe me. Throwing it to you guys. Sarah and Susie.
As a future mom, trust lang.
Yes,
I'm taking
manifesting.
notes. I'm taking notes, honestly. But I would say it's the same. It's I think that's what happened to me because my parents allowed me to choose whatever I want and they trusted me na alam naman nila na gusto ko kung ano yung mga gusto ko is para sa ikabubuti ko. Then it allowed me to grow further. So to develop. Wala na naman si Alvin. So yeah, I definitely agree with that, and that totally, totally, yeah. Shout out to all the moms listening there because I know guilty yung nanay ko sa ganito dahil nakikita ko siyang kung ginagawa niya yon sa mga apo niya na parang yun know, may pagka spoon feeding literally as in sinusubuan.
Wow.
Yeah. So sabi ko, parang hindi mo pwedeng gawin yun all the time. So you have to teach them how to do it by themselves. And especially pag lumaki na sila, they will be lost. Kasi hindi sila magkakaroon ng sariling view on things because you're always there and they will always be comforted by the fact that you are there to make decisions for them. So I think that's very valuable and that's very insightful to talk about that. Sarah.
Oh, I think a lot of my... Hi, welcome back, Aldrin.
I'm back.
In real time na ba to?
Yep. In real time.
Yeah.
I believe it's in real time.
Ako parang we were just talking about insights on the advice that you have given our viewers who might be moms. Ako, sa akin lang, parang, I think most of my friends think that because I'm an only child, I grew up an only child, they think that I'm spoiled. But I really am not. To the point na I'm really too independent.
Mm-mm.
So parang, kunyari, problems with school, they never, actually, yun nga, siguro kaya hindi ako nakapag-UP kasi hindi ako tinuruan.
Grabe ka naman.
As in para they just let me na para okay, sino yung pinakamatalino mong kaklase? So sila yung best friends ko. And parang I think they were strategic in that way. So parang I hung out with kids who are smarter than me. Doon ako natuto. And yun nga, wala kong hindi lahat na hinand over na sa akin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Go.
Yeah.
Good job, yeah.
Good job to our parents, no?
Yes, shout out. Papanoorin ko ng nanay ko mamaya.
Actually,
Shout
Aldrin,
out
speaking
to my parents.
yes, hi to your mom also, which we will talk about then later. Suzie, or do you want to jump into Mommy's Kitchen?
Yeah, we can talk about that now.
Ooh,
Before
sure.
we go.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, go.
Speaking of moms.
Yeah, speaking of mom, so you are doing you are the consultant right now of Mommy's Kitchen, which
Yep.
you just opened recently. So
Yeah.
what is Mommy's Kitchen? What do you do exactly for them? Because I know you also have parang you have an MBA, of course. You're very valuable to that. So what are you
Thank you.
doing exactly for your mom-in-law's kitchen?
Just to give everyone a quick background then of Mommy's Kitchen. Actually, the kitchen itself used to be, the place used to be a business, a bar actually. It used to be a bar. However, with regards to the pandemic, bawal ang inuman. So it's a given already. And there were one of the few businesses talaga na naapektuhan with regards with the pandemic. So at that time, nahirapan na talaga kasi yung impact ng stress of paying rents, I felt that. Kasi I myself lost a business due to pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So yung frustration ko na nagsara yung negosyo ko, I told myself that no, I will not let actually, she's my mother-in-law. Yung Mommy's Kitchen, she's my mother-in-law. So parang ko na, no, I will not let her business go down the drain. Number one,
Kasi lagot ka.
Yes. Inano ko, sabi nga sa akin ng fiancé ko, my wife to be soon. Yes.
Yes.
Ikaw na ang tunay na anak, hindi na ako. So what happened was that I told myself na we need to re-strategize. Hindi kasi the place is very strategic. It has a lot of foot traffic. Daanan siya ng maraming tao. It's a very active street despite the pandemic. Marami pa ring mga taong dumadaan doon. So I told her, why don't we just turn it into a place where people can eat? Yun lang muna. That was the first idea. A place where people can eat. Now, looking at the market, I realized that the area there is more of the C and the D.
C to D market. Oh.
BCD market actually. BCD market. So sabi ko, if we tend to put a high-end restaurant over here, yung ganong klase ng feeling, dito papatok. Sure na ako kagad. I felt in gut instinct as well. Why? Because I actually already surveyed the area, and most of the restaurants there are just the typical Filipino turo-turo restaurant. So why don't we do that? Pero I want it to be a leveled up turo-turo restaurant. Let's make it an Instagrammable turo-turo restaurant. And that's where I got the idea of Mommy's Kitchen. Together with in that area kasi a lot of people love kambing. If you guys, by the way, guys, if you love kambing, kung sino dyan ang mga mahilig sa mga kambing, kasi katulad kong Batanggenyo, na mahilig sa kalderetang kambing at saka kilawing kambing, that's also where we got the idea then to put it there. Now,
Saan siya located?
Sorry?
Saan siya located? Sorry.
It's located in Blumentritt Extension, just around España Boulevard. So it's in the corner of España Boulevard and Blumentritt Extension.
Guys, alam niyo na kung saan kayo magte-take out ng lunch.
Yeah. It's really awesome kasi a lot of people have fears of eating kambing. I don't know if you guys have the same, if you have the fear of eating kambing.
I don't have a fear, pero meron akong alagang kambing nung bata ko. So hindi ko, they are my pets.
Yun na. Baka matakot yung kambing mo, pero kasi yung kambing, it's really delicious. Especially if it is cooked in a right way. I love to cook. That's why I'm pretty sure na you're going to love your pet more.
I don't think so, but yes, for those of you who are interested, please do check out the Mommy's Kitchen. But when did you open? So right now it's operational, tama?
Yes, it's operational right now. We're pushing for 2020 na for the Grab. But at the moment, we're just doing takeouts and dine-ins. Pero we're hoping to launch it on Grab and Food Panda on 2021. Yun na yung
Why not now?
Because kasi it's already too late in the year to
parang for new merchants.
You really once the year starts again, you have to really process it again.
Yeah. Okay. Gets. It's more on the
so parang hindi lang siya para sulit kumbaga yung process mo. Sorry.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. So that's maybe you can promote that as now.
Yeah, sure, guys. If you guys are looking for sabi nga nila kung gusto mo ng pulutan, gusto mo ng pagkaing hahanap-hanapin mo, wala nang iba pa, Mommy's knows best. So guys, please do check us out in Mommy's Kitchen in Blumentritt Extension, corner España Boulevard. Dine-ins and takeouts are allowed at the moment. We are open from 7 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock in the evening.
Oh,
and
wow.
by the way, guys, to announce lang din to everyone, I'll be opening another part. Kasi what happened is that Mommy's Kitchen will be turning into parang a small food court, if I may say. So, Mommy's Kitchen, we also have Mommy's Shawarma, and soon will be Mommy's Pares. So,
love it!
Yes, it's gonna be Pares and Mommy. So, guys, if you are right now, it's rainy season. It's gonna be the perfect partner for your cold nights, ika nga.
Actually, ang iniisip ko nga, ang swerte nung mother-in-law at nung fiancé ni Aldrin kasi parang nakakuha sila ng libreng business consultant for their
with MBA. Yeah. So it's not just about you're a business consultant, you're an author, you're a sales professional, Ano pa ba? What else are we missing? The podcast.
Podcast.
Yeah. So let's talk about the podcast, Sarah.
Yes, Aldrin, tell us more about, actually, nakikita na namin sa background mo eh. Tell us about Success Chasers. When did you start doing podcasts?
Shout out to people who are listening already. Again, check us out on Spotify, Success Chasers. So the idea behind Success Chasers again is my own journey to find success. So again, that this is also a shout out to Sarah earlier with what you said. Kasi nga sa totoo lang, I think now that I realized that what you said, I got to realize that I'm not alone in my journey. That's when I got to realize talaga na the idea of me finding the true meaning of success through the people that I feel are successful already. Yun yung nag-build up ng idea why I had to start this podcast. Kasi you tend to learn its true value when you really got it from your mentors. Ika nga, one of the person I just recently interviewed, guys, shout out if you guys can check it out. Just my recent uploaded podcast and vlog on my Facebook page. You can check it out later. It's with Mr. George Bedianas Jr. He is a multi-millionaire entrepreneur, and he is really encouraging a lot of people to go with their struggles and just proceed. Kasi the idea is that you can never have success if you don't have successes. Diba? So, yun yung gusto ko ma-realize na this podcast is parang giving me the opportunity to become a successor to all of these successful people. I have to hindi man lower myself down, but just lower down my pride. Yun yung mahirap na you lalo na pag if you are like, sorry again, because I'm a talker, I love talking, I love sharing stories. So it's hard for me to listen. That's one thing. But with this, I got to listen na. And then hearing these people, that knowing that these are successful people who's been there, that's when I got to realize that, I can learn more because of them.
Right. So yeah, please do check it out. It's on YouTube and on Spotify, Aldrin? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
Check it out.
Yeah. So now we're talking about success. And we haven't defined it yet. So we've been talking about it for more than an hour already. Just briefly touching on it. But what is success for you? So do you feel, you mentioned earlier that you don't feel as successful as what people perceive it, to be. So what is success for you, and what would you advise to a person who's chasing success?
Okay. The first one, with regards to definition of success, sabi nga nila that I think for every people who are doing motivational talks and public speaking, that's a lifelong question already that is going to be asked to you. Lagi ka nilang tatanungin. So what is success for you? And what I got to realize with the people that I've been interviewing then in my own personal discovery is that success is simple. It's just contentment. That
I love that.
That getting whatever you had in life, whether it's it's something with a lot of monetary value or just your journey. It's all about contentment. So if you are contented in life, you're gonna be successful. That already is success. Let me tell you one thing. Let's say you are a parent, a tricycle driver, and for a lot of people might think that mag-aral ka na mabuti para hindi ka maging katulad niya na tricycle driver. Diba? A lot of people might give that to their advice to their kids, mag-aral ka na mabuti para hindi katulad nila, ganon. But then you got to realize, this tricycle driver probably have already nakapag-graduate siya ng mga anak niya. He's living a good life. He is okay as he is living as a good husband, a good father to his kids. And he feels that he is successful, right? That in itself already defines or should define what success is in our life. that we should see the value of contentment. Be contented with if you are not contented, your journey will never end. Yun
Mm.
yung isang bagay na talagang nag-define sa akin right now. And yun nga, comparing it before when I try to have this emotion na hindi ko ma-discover yung success, the meaning of success, na bakit ganito, hindi ko, lahat ng ginagawa ko ganito, pero hindi ko maramdaman na successful ako.
Mhm.
Now I realize it that I'm getting to influence a lot of people. I know that yun nga, in, dumarating yung times na after whatever you do, you've worked hard on your videos, on your podcast, you uploaded them, and you got to see just one view. Parang ang sakit nun, nakakawala siya ng motivation. Parang pakiramdam mo hindi ka successful. However, knowing at the back of my head that someday, somewhere, somehow, one person will stumble upon that video and will have that his life influenced in a positive way and will change his life forever, that gives me a content feeling that with this, I'm already successful. Because at the end of the day, diba, failing will already say na you've done it compared to the people who didn't even try.
Mhm. I agree.
Success is.
Aww. Okay.
I love that.
Yeah, ang dami kong nakuha doon.
Ako din. Anong
That's
favorite
why I'm a
mo?
motivational speaker.
Anong favorite mo, Suzie? Na lesson from that.
I really like this example dun sa tricycle driver, because I think just like what I mentioned earlier in the introduction, I think we need to normalize this common word, success, and we need to speak about it more often, even to the blue collar. Walang yan, wala dapat social status on what is success. So for me, like, you can definitely define it yourself. It's up to you. And you can even feel successful on an everyday basis, because right now it's something that I realize you can't see beyond this day. So if you feel successful now, that's contentment for me. Na parang, okay, hindi naman sa pwede na ako mamatay tomorrow, but, I feel contented. I feel contented today. So for me, if I'm able to achieve, or if I feel like I'm grounded to my values, that's success for me. So it's as simple as that. So yung mga ginawa natin kanina na aspirations on the next few years, it's something that we can achieve in the future, but still it's something aligned with our values. And for me, that's moving forward. Yun yung dala-dala ko. I'm grounded on that. I'm anchored on that. Just like what Aldin mentioned earlier. And yun nga, as walang kinalaman kung ano yung work mo, kung anong social status mo. Yeah, you have to define success for you. Yeah, Sarah, how about you?
Ang favorite ko yung sinabi mo na parang when you're contented, you don't have to keep chasing that definition of success. So parang it's being in the present moment and being, for me kasi success is yung feeling of gratitude nga, and yung parang yung that blissful feeling na parang I don't need to have anything other than what I have now. So I guess it's so easy for people to say that, but yun eh.
yun.
So Albert Atienza, everybody, please go check him out. Where can people find you, Aldrin?
Guys, you can find me on Facebook. You can visit my Facebook page at Aldrin P. Atienza MBA. You can check out my. You can add me there. By the way, it's an open page, and also you can check me out on YouTube. You can check out Aldrin P. Atienza MBA. You can check that out, and also on Spotify, of course, Success Chasers in Spotify. Yan. Oops. Thank you for showing that. By the way.
And also the book. Promote the book. Where do you get? Yeah. How will they get the book? Ebook or the hard copy?
So whether ebook or hardbook copy, by the way, this guys is just this was just 347 pesos for a 125-page book, by the way. But it's not just the number of pages, it's the learnings that you will get from there. Kasi it's full of life stories na alam ko na you guys will tend to relate kasi it's hard to find a book where you get to say na parang oh ano. Yun yung siguro yung big factor din with regards to the book. So I hope that you guys will check it out. You have to go to you have to go to my Facebook page. Yan. You have to go to my Facebook page and kasi right now this is a self-published book so you can order it from my Facebook page. Just send a message there and I will talk with you about it. So I can send you the link, the order form on how to we can process it. Then delivery fee is excluded by the way.
Oh,
You have to
wow.
pay for the shipping cost. Oh, and it's a
Thank you.
perfect gift for the holidays because
Yes.
burn na, di ba? So, magpapasko na.
Maghanap dyan ng mga panregalo sa Pasko. Bibigyan ko kayo. Guys, ito na lang additional ko. If you guys will go to my Facebook page, Albert Atienza MBA, and you are going to send me a message and tell me that you just get a screenshot of this talk right now. Okay? Listen to this. I am going
Wow, guys,
I
exclusive
love
to.
it.
Yes, please. Get a screenshot of this. Post it on my Facebook page even. And I'm gonna give you 300 pesos na lang. Sa halip ng 347, 300 pesos na lang yung book. Para yung
Yes.
47 pesos or more would be for your shipping fee na lang.
Shipping
Kayo
cost,
na bahala doon. And I'll give you an ebook copy of my second book which is Debit Credit Kupit. Yun yung mga ano eh. If you're familiar with that term sa accounting, debit, credit, kupit. Bakit pa hindi tayo makaipon? So guys, if you are I'll give you that one for free. Yung aking ebook din, ebook copy. So you get this one as a hard copy and then you get the ebook copy for free. For only 300 pesos yan. For only 300 pesos for our listeners right now here. Thank you so
Guys,
much.
so this applies to hashtag Team Live and hashtag Team Replay.
Team
do
Replay.
just do the screenshot this episode and send it over to or post it over to Aldrin's page.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Check it out.
Yay! Perfect! Thank you so much for that generosity. Hindi natin alam yon.
Di natin expect you.
Like, ano yan for you guys? Actually, no. That was my surprise for you guys. For
Wow,
We
naman.
love
generous
surprises.
of inviting me here. Really thank you.
We're so thankful as well for agreeing to guest. Thank you so much. This has been a very, very wonderful, exchange of so many
Thank you.
insightful things. Thank you so much, Aldrin. But before we end, okay, we always ask this Mr. Universe. Kasi lagi kami may Miss Universe question. But since you're a guy, it's a Mr. Universe question. And a lot of our viewers or people who are tuning in are starting entrepreneurs, especially with their group. So Sarah and I created a group called Passionate and Empowered Women Entrepreneurs. So in terms of life coaching, lahat ng mga napagdaanan mo from being an author to content creator in podcast, everything. So what advice would you give to, what's the best advice that you got for all of these things, the best advice on starting your journey on chasing success or starting all of these initiatives in your life? The best advice you've got.
I think let me share. I'm pulling it out actually right now. One of the best things that if you guys are familiar with I don't know if you're familiar with the movie The Founder. Are you guys familiar with that movie?
No,
The
not
Founder?
yet.
Who is this?
You know. Oh, you guys
Naku,
have
hindi
to
tayo
watch
movie
it. The
buff.
Founder is a movie
Nakakahiya.
about the founder of McDonald's.
Oh,
You guys
McDonald's,
should
sabi ni
watch
Cher.
Pero hindi ko pa napanood. I have to
Please
admit.
do check it out, guys. You have to watch it. Let me tell you, guys, if you have time tonight, you do watch it. So that would be this one. Listen to this one. If one of the favorite lines that I had from that movie that really talaga tumatak sa akin. Nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent won't. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius won't. Underrewarded genius is practically a cliche. Education won't. The world is full of educated fools. Persistence and determination alone are all powerful. The reason why I told you that is because at the end of the day, no matter how good you are as a person, no matter how or whatever degree you've already achieved, but once you place the towel on the floor, you know that when in boxing you threw the towel on the floor, that's it. Eh. That's the end.
Mm-hmm.
That's giving up.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, the journey to success is not a 100-meter dash, but a long marathon. Diba? So guys, if you are now experiencing a lot of hardships, a lot of struggles, take it. Bring it. If you're tired, rest. But don't give up. Push. And keep on pushing. Because those who truly not give up are the ones who ends up being successful. Everyone you think, but if you have an excuse telling yourself that no, because we have different circumstances, let me tell you, people of the same circumstances have already overcame that and became successful. Diba? So
Mm-hmm.
push it. Don't stop. For whatever dream you have, you push it. Because once you threw the towel, that's when you know that you've already given up. So don't.
All right.
That's what I want to say for them.
Thank you for
Well
those powerful
said.
words. Oh my God. Ako din parang, okay, sige, I'm listening.
Alam mo, actually, nagulat ako. Akala ko naglalag na naman ako. Kaya, hindi
Hindi.
na.
Inabsorb na.
Correct. I mean, that's why we have this kind of venue because honestly, even though we're also coaches, diba, we still get that we still need that energy from other person, and that those powerful words are moving us and keep on inspiring us to move forward with their dreams, diba, Sarah?
Thank you.
Hindi, gusto ko sana sabihin kanina kaso nga lang parang nawala ka yata sa stream kanina, Aldrin. Pero yung when we were talking about imposter syndrome and parang kasi tayong tatlo we put ourselves in the public eye. So parang it takes so much guts to do this live streaming, the podcasts and yung simpleng FB live lang. Pero
Yeah.
I don't remember where I got this, pero parang once you teach kasi you learn twice. So
Yeah,
that's what I always think of when I feel scared of, just putting myself out there. So I love everything I've learned from you guys tonight.
Aw, thank you so much, Adrian,
you.
for all the
Thank you.
insights and the powerful words. And I'm sure it's not just about NLP, but I think you have a gift, diba? Even me, I'm being moved by all this stuff. So again, if you want to find Adrian, you can find him on his social media pages, Adrian Atienza, MBA. Ayun. Yeah, I won't forget the MBA. so I feel bad that I have to speak after those powerful words, but we have to promote as well. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. But before we end, so we will just promote. Please join us in powerful tuloy, empowered and empowered. Empowered women entrepreneurs. Na-guilty ako after that. Please join us. You can find us on Facebook. So you can easily find us on Facebook. Just click join and we'll approve you. And also, I'm starting the fourth batch of START program. So it's a business planning program with one-on-one coaching. We will be starting on October 10. And I'm inviting you to join the next batch. I already had like 13 mentees before. And if you want to work with me on a business idea, so please feel free. We welcome any crazy ideas. So yeah, you need to overcome your fear and do it and push, just like what Alvin said. Sarah.
Yes, this has been Sarah, and my co-host Suzie. Like my page, it's ano ba, / the next wave co on Facebook, and follow me on IG. It's at the next wave co. Thank you so much, Suzie, and thank you so much, Albert Atienza, MBA. We'll see you again next week, everybody. Have a
Thank
great
you,
weekend.
everyone. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you.